welcome to The Shoreline, brought to you by Shores and Islands, Ohio, where finding your Lake Erie love is a sure thing. Thank you once again for joining us. We're so happy that you're here. I'm your host, Jill Bauer, and joining me, as always, is my co-host, Dayton Barnett. We manage the public relations and social media accounts for Shores and Islands, Ohio, and we bring you The Shoreline every week to give you the inside scoop on what's happening here in our island and coastal communities, and then we like to talk about attractions and events and all the things we think you'll want to know more about so that you'll plan a visit to come see us. So, hey, Dayton, how's it going?
Hello, it's going great. How are you?
I'm doing well, thank you. Enjoying a hot summer here in Northern Ohio. How about yourself? You getting along okay?
It is going great. Yeah, that heat is something crazy. It's got my machines messing up over here, and then everything's breaking out, sweating and stuff off. I don't know.
Hey, I can tell you how to cool off. Water parks, Lake Erie, boat rides, all the things.
Absolutely.
Go to the beach. Absolutely.
I need to hit up Shores.
Yes, absolutely. I know you've been out and about. You've been going to a lot of festivals and events, and the heat is not keeping people at home. That is for sure. So if you're not already, folks, be sure to follow along with Dayton online. Be sure to engage with his posts. He loves getting comments and questions and suggestions on places to go next. I actually just happened to think of something else we should plug here. A couple of weeks ago now, and I don't think we've talked about it yet, we debuted a new webcam on our website. So while you can find all the social links on our website to connect with Dayton, it's shoresandislands.com. You can also check out our webcams, and we have a new live underwater fish cam. It's at the Castalia State Fish Hatchery, and it is showing the trout stream. So you can live watch rainbow trout and steelhead trout, I believe the other variety is called. Yeah, steelhead trout. And that'll keep you cool. That'll, pretend you're underwater, right, guys?
Something like that. Something like that.
And I'm sure that is something that Dayton has posted about on our social networks as well. So follow along and make sure that you're keeping up to date on all of the amazing things that are going on here in Shores and Islands, Ohio. Today, we're going to learn more about a local organization for young professionals like Dayton in the Shores and Islands region, and about an upcoming event that is open to anyone. It includes both educational and social activities. We have a couple of guests with us today from the North Coast Young Professionals. Michael Delahunt is a 2015 graduate of Huron High School, after which he went to study finance at Miami University in Oxford, Ohio. He is currently a financial advisor providing investment advice and advanced financial planning at Baird Private Wealth Management. Prior to joining Baird, Michael lived in Denver. Hey, welcome back home, Michael. Supporting the wealth management group at Charles Schwab. He's on the board of the Sandusky Rotary Club, and he has served as chairman of the North Coast Young Professionals since 2022. Also joining us is Dario Mormina. Born and raised in Sandusky, Ohio, Dario was a proud graduate of St. Mary's Central Catholic in 2016. Following high school, he attended The Ohio State University, where he obtained his Bachelor of Science in Astronautical and Aeronautical Engineering in the spring of 2021. Upon returning home, Mormina began his journey in real estate, quickly becoming a realtor, and has not looked back since. As the fundraising chair of the North Coast Young Professionals, Mormina focuses on presenting the value proposition for local businesses to sponsor and donate to this organization. Welcome to the Shoreline, Michael and Dario.
Thanks for having us on. We're really excited to be here.
Of course.
Thank you so much.
So I don't know who wants to take it, but somebody's got to tell everybody, what is North Coast Young Professionals? What is the organization all about?
So the North Coast Young Professionals is really a community of emerging leaders who are trying to make a positive impact here in the Ohio Shores and Islands region. We really try to provide civic, philanthropic, service and networking opportunities and social opportunities for young people here in our area.
So who is your target audience? Who are you trying to entice to join your organization? Who's your ideal member?
That's a really good question. Our membership is 21 to 45 years old. We skew a little towards the younger side of things. Most of the times, when you get up into your 40s, you're not really considered a young professional anymore. Hey, sorry. But, I would say our ideal member is somebody who's in the first early stage of their career, looking and open to different opportunities, wants to get to know some other people in the community. Maybe you weren't born and raised here in Sandusky or Erie or Ottawa County, and you're really just trying to get involved in the community in some way.
That sounds awesome. And I laugh, I joke because I'm in my 40s now, but I was in North Coast Young Professionals back in the day before y'all were even in high school. So when I've actually been at Shores and Islands for 21 years now. And so when I started my career in public relations, I was a part of that group and I made a lot of great connections and enjoyed participating in some of the events. So we'll get into that a little bit later, but can each of you talk to us about your role within the organization? So starting with Michael, what do you do with North Coast Young Professionals?
So I am currently the chairman of the group. I help provide a structure and a vision for what we'd like to see out of the organization, partnering with different community organizations, whether that be Ohio Shores and Islands, the Community Foundation out here, and really just trying to get our message out.
Great. And Dario, what is your role in the organization?
Yeah, so I'm the fundraising chair here at the NCYP. Predominantly, I talk to local businesses about what we do, what we're about, and I try to entice them to sponsor our group, maybe have one of their employees join our group, all to help support our events and increase our networking profile.
Awesome. I've had a couple experiences. I've been around. I've seen some of the North Coast Young Professionals events happening around the cities, but I've never been being able to stop and look at any of them. What kind of events do you guys host throughout the year?
So other than this YP week, which is coming up here shortly, we do a lot of different networking events, volunteer events, and happy hours. Anything from bowling and goofy golf to winery tours to getting out to the NASA Space Center and checking out their facility. Pretty much anything under the sun when it comes to getting around to local businesses, and toss a few bars in there as well.
Of course, having mix of professional and fun, we love to see it. And you did just mention the YP week, Young Professionals Week. Could you tell us a little bit about that?
Sure, yeah, I can take it from here. So YP Week, we're going to be hosting that from July 29th to August 4th of this year. So about 7 days. And what we do during this week is we'll host 2 events on average per day that are centered around either community service, socializing, business tours. Some of the events we have on the slate are as simple as a bar crawl all the way to we have a women in the workforce panel. We host free headshots on one of the days. We'll have a first-time home buying seminar, personal finance and tax session. Wow. Yeah. So really, we have a full week here aimed at giving as much value to our members as possible. And on top of that, just help to grow everybody's connection with each other and maybe make a new friend or two.
So how long has this event been going on?
We've been doing this now for about 5 years, I would say. COVID really hampered YP Week. And we've been
it did everything.
Exactly. And we've been building back since. And when I first joined NCYP, it was because of Young Professionals Week. And there were about 40 people that came. That was back in 2019. And last year, we had right around 100 people show up. And it could not have been any more exciting and any more fun. So we're hoping to build on that and grow a little further from here.
Cool.
Being that the whole thing, is about networking and, meeting individuals in the community, I'm assuming that a lot of the events that you guys hold, are you guys partnering with other individuals in terms of the personal finance and tax season, or maybe the home buying? Are you guys bringing other people in to speak about these things too?
For some of the events, we do bring in outside people. We have a pretty robust board and group here where we have, just on our board, we have lawyers, accountants, real estate professionals, financial advisors. So a lot of the people on our board will help do some of these talks, like the finance session and the first time home buying. But then we also have a few events like the kickoff where we're bringing some county leadership in to speak on. So we really do have a mixed bag of outside people and then people within the group hosting these events.
That makes sense. Is there a cost with this?
Yeah. So for non-members, and Michael, please correct me if I'm wrong here. For non-members, I believe it's $70. And what's included in that, you have access to all of the events for the week. Plus, you have a year's membership included. For members of the NCYP, I believe tickets are running at $40 for the week, and that'll get you access to everything.
That seems like a really good value. It's $70 and you get your membership to the organization as well, which gets you all of the other events you do throughout the year, right?
Yeah, and there really are some valuable events here. I mean, I know myself as a professional, the free headshots, that's enough reason to pay some money. Just get your free headshot.
Exactly. You could pay $40 just to get a photo session.
Exactly. Yep.
So tell us a little bit about some of the fun things that are planned for the week. I know there are some social events and some things that are maybe not quite as educational, but more about the networking. What kind of fun things do you guys have planned?
So as far as social, we will have a sunset paddle and bonfire. That's the night of August 2nd. I've never done one of those, so I'm pretty interested to see how that is. Another event that we're doing is a bar crawl. So that'll be on August 3rd. We'll go to a couple local bars and venues here in Sandusky.
That's awesome. That's a lot going on. And especially in this region, there's so much like able to be done. There's so many activities that we can do around the area. So those are pretty unique because I've never done a sunset like paddleboard either. Honestly, I think I've only been paddleboarding like once, and I was just like a couple weeks ago. So that's pretty awesome. How can people register for the event? And at the same time, I know you kind of just touched on it. Is it also worth just becoming a member to participate for the long run?
I definitely think it's worth it. We do a few events every month, and this is really our biggest event of the year. And the friends that you meet at this week will come to the events in the future. And that extra $30 to me would be worth it for the entire year.
Yeah.
You can find out more and go purchase tickets at northcoastyp.com. Check us out on Instagram, which our handle is North Coast Young Prof. And we also have a Facebook page. And we are super excited for this week. We're going to do a behind-the-scenes sneak peek tour of the renovations of the Sandusky State Theater and maybe even have a brunch on Sunday. So really looking forward to it.
I think more personal question. Do you guys, what's like maybe one of your, I don't know if there's anything that repeats every year for this week. What's probably like the most fun or maybe the best part for you two individually about this week?
You know, one of the reoccurring events that we have every single year is the Woman in Workplace and Headshot event. That's really one of the staples of this week, and it's just so amazing to see the advancement of careers from really any individuals. And then the amount of people that come for the headshot and coffee in the morning is just fantastic. I mean, you get to meet so many different people, pairing that with some of the other things that day, going out and touring businesses where you never get to see a behind-the-scenes sneak peek at some of the most important businesses to our area. That, to me, is some of the most fun that you can have here.
Is there anything else you guys would like to share about the organization, about yourselves, about anything that's happening in the city that you guys see to our listeners?
Yeah, Michael, I'll just go first. The only thing I'd like to share is come on out for YP Week. Just come out, see what we're about, meet us. Hopefully you find some value. I'll be there at pretty much every single event. So will Michael. Come up, say hi, and hope to see you guys there.
Just to reiterate what Dario said, yeah, really excited to see everybody out there. Come out, have a great time. I know Dario will be teaching at the First Time Home Buying. I'll be there for the personal finance and tax session. Bring your questions. We're ready for them. And let's go have some fun.
Awesome. I appreciate it. Special thanks to Michael and Dario from North Coast Young Professionals for joining us today. Usually Jill does the closeout, but I'm doing it today. Of course, thank you for listening. If you enjoyed this podcast, please be sure to like and subscribe wherever you listen to podcasts so you don't miss a minute of the action here in Shores and Islands, Ohio. You can also find more information, including past episodes of this podcast, online at shoresandislands.com. We will see you next time on The Shoreline.